Calling Snoqualmie Valley School District Board of Directors meeting to order. Today is April 23rd, 2026, and we have four of the directors present in person, and Director Johnson is joining online. Moving on to, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to agenda item number 1.02, approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion passes. Item number 1.03, approval of the minutes of the April 7th, 2026 regular board meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second?
Any discussion? None. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I also will refrain because I was not present. Item number 1.04, communications and recognition.
Thank you, Ram. We have a start off as we do with our SBSD vision statement to cultivate confident, creative, and compassionate students who are fully equipped with the necessary skills, knowledge, and resilience to thrive in a global society. And our mission and how we get there is we will educate every student in a challenging, innovative, and inclusive environment, empowering them to reach their full potential. We have several recognitions towards the end of April and the start of May. The 20th through the 24th is Public School Volunteer Week. And we know in the Snoqualmie Valley, we are extremely fortunate with the level of volunteerism and how they help our students and move our programs forward. April 28th, a big one, School Bus Driver Appreciation Day, and we certainly appreciate their work and what they do. May 1st, School Lunch Hero Day for all of our individuals that help make sure our students are fed day in and day out. May 4th through 8th, the teachers, they get a whole week, Teacher Appreciation Week, and certainly deserving of that week, and we thank them for their efforts for our students. May 6th is National School Nurses Day. So lots of recognitions and deservedly so towards the end of getting towards the end of the school year already. And that's what I have this afternoon.
Can I add one more?
Sure.
Well, I think it was around April 7th, we got an email, so I'd just like to formally recognize and extend my thanks to Ryan Stokes and Christina Williams for another exceptionally clean audit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in my 8 years, it's been that way. And we are all so lucky to have both him and Christina.
Certainly.
Because they're excellent in compliance with all the federal and state laws and giving us such confidence with our taxpayers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
All right, thank you so much. Next item is public comment. We do not have anyone sign up to speak in person or share any public comment via email. Next item is approval of the consent agenda. Before we approve the agenda, we like to share the gifts to the district. We have several gifts to the district. First one is to Cascade View from Cascade View PTSA, an amount of $1,042 for Ash Fine Arts classes. There are three donations to Timber Ridge through the Timber Ridge PTSA. First one is $1,637.42 for Kinder Field Trip and Lakeshore Learning. Second one is for $5,773.78 for 5th grade camp grant. And the third one is $9,860 for 5th grade camp fundraising. The next one is for SVSD Food Services from Snow Valley Eagles, number 3529. an amount of $1,000 towards the school lunch debts. The next one is for Mount Si High School from Wildcat Boosters Track and Field for an amount of $3,500 for track and field jackets. Then we have the next donation is to SES from SES PTSA in an amount of $1,388.45 for library supplies. And the last one is for Mount Si High School from Wildcat Boosters for the volleyball in an amount of $4,750.59 for volleyballs. So we greatly appreciate all the donation, and it really contributes to the success of our students. Moving on to, is there a motion for approval of consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Question on 3.07, the technology levy expenditures. Just wanted to understand the current status of our system and what the need is for replacing it. So it's for the educational paging and intercom communication system. It doesn't say that what is like wrong with our system. And before we authorize the $100,000, I'd just like a little background.
I did reach out to Director Talmadge, did not get back with him today. Ryan, you don't know, do you, off the top of your head? So we'd have to follow up on that one, but I did reach out, just didn't hear from him this afternoon.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to delay it, but if we could get some background, that would be appreciated.
Absolutely.
So we will definitely get an explanation about the technology levy expenditure, but can we include that in today's
Yeah.
motion? Okay.
It is.
Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item is information and report items number 4.01, and we have a CTE report.
And we'll invite Director Cheney up to get us going this afternoon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in that, still out of shape. Breathing heavy.
Good evening. Is this
Hello.
working? Good evening, and thanks for having me here again this year to talk about everything CTE and give some updates and some data from the school year, and then some future planning. So this is what I'll be talking about today. I also brought with me our career counselor, Elaine Myman, and she's going to give some School Links High School and Beyond Plan updates. I always like to start with what makes a high-quality CTE programs. They have 4 major components. One is classroom instruction, rigorous academic and technical skills, hands-on learning, connecting students to the workplace, and incorporating student leadership within the courses. Here's some basic data from the 25-26 school year. At this time, we have 36 teachers, 30 high school teachers, 5 middle school teachers, and 1 instructor at Two Rivers School. We have 1 career counselor, a career center clerk, a worksite learning teacher, 2 classroom paras, and then, of course, my administrative assistant. The numbers from high school, you can see from Mount Si High School and Two Rivers, we average an FTE of 4027.2 for the school year, and then at middle school, we average 50.64 FTE. We have, at this time, we offer 71 courses in all 6 of our state program areas, and we offer courses in all 14 of our national career clusters. There used to be 16 career clusters, and the national organization has changed those and reorganized them a little bit, and now there's 14. And just to review, here are our CTE pathways in our 6 program areas, and those are all of the courses that we offer at this point. And these are also the courses within each CTE graduation pathway.
If I can. I love all the pathways that we currently have. How are we developing or thinking about new pathways that are changing? Because the last 2-3 years is the transformation phase we are in, and how are we integrating even for these pathways? AI is part of the pathway, so if you
That's
can.
going to be part of what I talk about later in my presentation.
Okay.
But I can speak to AI, and AI, we have, as the district has integrated AI into all of its courses, we have also done the same thing, knowing that AI is changing many careers and many future careers, and we have thought about that, and we have integrated all that into our courses, especially if you look at our computer science pathways and the work that we're doing K-12. That discussion has been a big discussion this year. How is AI affecting what we're offering, and what should we be changing so our students really are in what we should be offering for future, and our students are future ready for that. So yes, it is a big part of our discussions. So in CTE, part of our requirements is that we have our CTE 4-year plan, which you guys have looked at already. But from that 4-year plan, which is based on data from Tableau and our courses and our consolidated program review, we set 3 goals. Well, I set 3 goals, and these are somewhat encompassing goals of the things that I think are most important for us to concentrate on. And it is also relates to our district strategic plan of being future ready. So I'm going to go through those and talk about the things that we're doing to meet those goals. So our first goal is building viable career pathways in CTE. We look a lot of what our student interests really indicate what we offer and what our future plans are. And this year we really have had some good data from our new high school and beyond plan program, School Links, and which starts in 7th grade, where students get to indicate where their interests are, what their talents are, and how that relates to future careers. So we use that in our planning, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in my presentation. We also continue to articulate our classes to college and dual credit through CTE, which is mainly through Bellevue College, Lake Washington Tech, and Renton Tech is where most of our articulations are. And you can see in the bar chart there, this is our information from Tableau, and they only go through 2025, so it's graduating classes. And that is based on concentrators. So concentrators are students that have completed 2 or more credits in one pathway. So we have 346 completers, and out of those 346, 100% of them, which is our trend, had opportunities for dual credit. We actually offer quite a few dual credit courses in CTE. We also have worked on with Andrea and communications and Connor, really created a great incoming freshman video, and you'll see a lot of CTE in that video, as well as a new career clusters image that you have probably seen, and I have an image of it here. But those are just different ways that we're aligning with student interest and careers. And then our future programming. For 2026, we are adding 2 new courses. One is Careers in Education, and when we talk about School Links, you'll see some of the top interest areas for our students, and education is one of those. And so Careers in Education is a course where students learn about the art of teaching strategies, how to create assessments. How do you look at the assessments? What is the data? And then they also get time to go out into classrooms, into middle schools, elementary schools, our early learning center, and work with mentor teachers and also work with students. So we're really excited. When we added this to registration, we hoped for one section, right? We got 3. So you can see how many students really are interested in education. So we will be offering 3 sections of careers in ed.
That just gives me chills. Like, I'm so excited that we're moving forward with that path. I know it's something we've talked about the last couple of years, and I really appreciate the work that probably has to go into that. But I think that speaks to the experience that a lot of our, that our kids are having here, that they want to even look into education. That's really powerful. It's great.
And part of the goal is that they come back here to the Valley, and they come back to Snoqualmie Valley School District, and they teach our future kids. So super excited about that. That'll be a lot of placement of students, but we're up for the challenge. So excited about that.
Michelle, I don't know if there's a need, but have you thought about incentivizing them to come back in some way?
Yes, I can tell you in other districts that I worked in, and I worked with this program, there were different ways we incentivized them. One was if they completed the Careers in Education course here and then went off to university and majored in education, they were guaranteed an interview. So they would indicate that, we would have to figure out how we would indicate that on their application, but if they completed that, then they were automatic for at least an interview. Another incentive is that we will give them the Para-Pro certification exam so that those students can then come back immediately after high school if they wanted to and apply to be a para in our district.
Great.
So those are 2 ways to incentivize, yeah.
Are they working with okay, for example, like if they go to the middle schools, like there's a lot more like diversity in like the classes that you have. Would they have like the opportunity to work with like a science teacher, a math teacher, things like that? Or
Yes,
is it very like one subject focused?
Yes, they would choose the area that or teacher that they would like to work in. That's their choice.
Okay.
Yep.
And the cool part is the education jobs are AI proof.
Yes.
For now.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
The other class we're going to add for next year is AP Business and Personal Finance. It's one of the few AP classes that freshmen can take. It went beyond my expectations of student interest. We will be offering 8 sections of that class. Yes. I'm assuming it's probably a first year interest because it's new. There's a lot of students that want to take it, and we'll see what next year brings. But yeah, 8 sections.
Wow.
And I think you said freshmen can take that one,
Yes,
right?
freshmen
Which
can
is
take that.
kind of fun. They have another AP option.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know what our data is on how many of our students want to go into business degrees, but I know that that's a competitive degree program to get into, especially in some of our local schools. And so I wonder if that isn't just a hope that that'll help set them up for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, I'm excited. 8, that's why.
8 sections.
8 sections, that's amazing.
Yes. This is our career clusters image. I just want to include that in case you haven't seen it. This is the work of Connor and his team. The live version is when you put your mouse over one of the 14 career clusters. It will show the classes that students can take if that is their career interest. So, and it's not just CTE classes, it's all classes.
No, it's really brilliant. I mean, at least,
Thank you, Connor.
I don't know. What do you think for the students, from the students' perspective? Did you guys explore that?
I feel like, well, I can't choose anything off it now. So
But
like,
how does it represent, and how will it help other students?
Is it intuitive to you?
I mean, I think it is because I feel like as like especially an incoming freshman, I think that's like when you have like the most options available. Like being able to see like a whole like category for every single thing that like you want to do, I feel like that like is encouraging at least to like do CTE like your freshman year, because I know some people have waited because they're like, why take that now, take it later. But I think that this like makes it really easy, being like, oh, I'm kind of interested in business, let me look at like what I can take, and then they can end up taking AP business if they want to.
Yeah, and then also just knowing that the clusters are a thing, because when I was an incoming freshman, I had no concept of like, oh, these classes will like push you into this career path, and these ones will push you here, and like colleges see that, and they look at that, and that impacts your application. And so just knowing that these clusters were a thing that would eventually impact your college application would have been super helpful to know as a freshman.
I've seen that so many times where students end up on a pathway that is kind of what they feel like is expected, and no matter how you try to interrupt that, river of information and cultural norming, it's really hard to convince them that they should go this direction. No, but I have to take, right? And so I love that, exactly what you said, that this gives them an opportunity to see like, oh, I want to go a direction, this will help me do that. Yeah.
It's much easier than the course catalog,
Yeah.
which is what we had before. They can now go to the course catalog and get more info, but
Yeah.
this is a great
Yes.
way to start.
It's a great tool. All right, now I'd like to introduce Elaine Myman, sorry. And she's going to talk a little bit about school links and the implementation.
Hi. Okay, so this year we implemented School Links, and the state has adopted School Links statewide, so all students have the same experience. Used to be where every district would do something different, and if a student moved from one school to another, they'd have to start over. So with School Links, that's not the case anymore, which is amazing. It will follow them within Washington, their progress, so that's great. And it's really focusing on college and career this year. The implementation has been ongoing. It's new. Things have been updated, taken away. So it's been interesting. But I feel grateful that we are in this implementation process, because we get to see it from the ground. And then next year, we're just going to be in a better position to implement it even further and add things to it. So the pilot year, we really focused on the college career and supporting students around that. Goal tracking, we had a SMART goal lesson, so they would make a SMART goal. Resume building, they're just recently had their resume lesson. And then we are focusing on doing this through advisory. In the beginning of the year, I would do webinars with the whole school. So that was interesting. I got positive feedback that it went well, so that's good. And then throughout the year, it's just been Schoology messages, Parent Square messages. I've been in Pride Time uploading videos, so I would do videos, instructions on how to complete things. So that's how they would get their lessons from me. And the outcome, of course, is to increase engagement, align their graduation goals with their post-high school planning.
Elaine, can
Yes.
I ask a quick question?
Yes.
At a conference we were at, was that last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
I don't know when that was.
They mentioned that and I appreciate so much the work on the resumes. Have we explored into like LinkedIn profiles?
No, have not.
One of the areas that was suggested at the conference was a lot of people are living in the LinkedIn, and that's how they're getting jobs, and people are finding them. So just something I
That
found
would be
at the
interesting.
conference.
Okay.
I would
yeah.
say
Of
that's
interest.
beneficial, because I like have been like looking into it because my dad suggested it for me, and like I think it would be cool, like not only to do like the resume like on this, but being able to have something that like allows you to do it on LinkedIn too, because I think that like I've put stuff in it or whatever, and I've already gotten like so many things like from it.
Yeah.
So I think it could be helpful for people that are like looking to pursue like internships or jobs like during high school, like to
that
be able to
idea.
do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I also, just bouncing off of that, one of the things that I wonder about is kids learning how to network. LinkedIn is an online networking,
Yeah.
but we know so many kids, my Midwestern roots really come out in this, don't know how to shake somebody's hand, right? And they are they are uncomfortable going in to meet a boss or going in, just picking up the
like
phone and asking
interviewing,
questions.
yeah.
So just even that networking skill set would be so valuable for so many of our
Yeah,
kids.
I agree. That
The
would be.
FFA group does that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, a
They-
lot of our student leadership, CTSOs, they
Right.
get a lot of that.
Right.
You know, that's not all students.
Yeah,
Right.
But it is good. I think we both did that event. It was,
Yeah, it was.
that would be
they
better.
were very
Thank
impressive.
Yeah, some students get lots of experience not being shy.
And also there is a lot of content out there on YouTube and things like that. We don't have to create content. We can basically create a list of best practices and let students explore.
Yeah.
Because it's curated, so it's much easier for students to say, okay, I will trust it rather than go online and get lost in
Yes.
that
Yeah, I
mining
agree.
of information.
That's
So
great feedback. This slide I like this slide because it is a snapshot at any given day of what our students are inputting into School Links. So you can tell we focus mostly on the post-secondary goals and their career goals. We have a total, this is 7 through 12 that this snapshot is, and that is one challenge that we have is getting the students to engage in it. You can tell, like, the post-secondary goals, only 871 did it out of 4,000. So we're working on that. That is one of my goals, is to figure out how to get them to engage quicker throughout the year in that. But as you can tell, most of our students, our post-high school plan is to do a four-year college, and I think we all knew that. A lot of our students do go to a four-year college right out of school. And then we ask them to set their career goal, like this year, what their career goal would be. And the next slide will show you a little bit more in detail what the majority of our students would like to go into. Medical surgery was the most popular one, but like Michelle had said, education is on there, law, and a lot of what they're wanting, we do have those classes here, which is exciting. One thing that I'd like to point out is with School Links, what we can do is we can target these students. So if we have somebody, let's say from SCAD, coming to deliver their a program in art, we could go into School Links and find all the students that have favorited that career, message them directly that SCAD is coming on this day, sign up here. And we've gotten great interest. A lot more students will engage because we have actually reached out to them. So the data has been really important to us in the Career Center on getting them to engage with college or career.
I love that acting and early childhood and elementary education have the
Yes.
same amount of interest.
Yeah, it is.
Similar.
This slide was taken like a month ago, and I did look today, and the numbers have gone up a little bit. So students are starting to complete their high school and beyond plan. I knew that would happen, and May is the end of the year, so they always rush to do it. I have reached out in School Links to the students, the seniors, if they have not completed it yet. And I got a lot of responses over the last 2 days, which is nice. I'm doing Schoology, Parent Square messages as well to get them to engage. So
How has the transition been for most seniors or even juniors that have kind of completed most of it?
well, so no, not
Yeah.
yet. But the ones that have given me really positive feedback that this program is a lot simpler and more relevant to them than what they have been doing in the past, which is nice.
I would say that
Would
too.
you say the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm excited about it. And yeah, look forward to next year when we will be adding, I think we might be adding some more things to School Links.
in the previous slide,
Yes.
we talk about 871 out of 4,000, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way to split it into freshman, sophomore?
Yes, I can do it by grade level.
Right?
Yep.
And then see where the adoption is, how they are actually adopting it.
Yes, I can
And
do
then
that.
maybe we start the focus early on so that it's adding value and also creating understanding.
Yes. I know the counselors from the middle schools this week are working with their students, so I'm hopeful that that might change with middle school students. But yes, I can look at freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors separately and see where they are. There's a lot of great data in schooling.
It's great data for planning what other programs we want
Yeah.
to have, that the kids want to have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Any other questions? Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So I was at a conference earlier in the week, and OSPI, it was CT Directors Conference, and OSPI came and gave an update. And good thing is that the funding is going to continue for schoolings for next year. So it was kind of questionable, but it is going to continue. So that's good news. Because I just really think the data, although we don't have the high participation right now, we're going to get it, and the data we get is going to be really important, even for who we have in the Career Center during lunches and who we want to bring in for career fairs and those types of activities. So it's going to be really good data. Our second goal from our 4-year plan is expanding access to career exploration. We do this through work-based learning activities, both in our classroom and through the Career Center and through different activities that we have at the school. We, this year, our career and college fair, last year we had 65 booths. This year we had 80. Pretty much filled up the gym. We were really excited about that. We had equal colleges, universities, and industry. So there was something there for everybody. We also have continued to offer lunchtime resources, universities, local businesses, local organizations that come in to offer opportunities for our students. And I continue to work with different organizations in the Valley trying to create some internship opportunities for our students. And I have a couple things in the works, but I'm going to hold on to that for now. But there are a few things I'm pretty excited about.
For internships, I was just wondering, because I know that for like the med pathway with like sports med, medical interventions and things like that, that they've been connected to like internships or like kind of like a volunteer like program thing. Or is that like looking to be like expanded to like other CTE pathways, or is it kind of remaining in the medical field because that's where it's easiest to find?
Some
volunteer
are connected directly within classroom practice, such as sports med, where they go out and they do an internship right here in the school. It's very easy to do, where they gain their on-the-job skills. Careers in education is another one. Students will be going out for the second semester and mostly be doing a practicum in their elementary school where they're at. We also, through the ag program, they do some internships. And we offer a lot of internships through the Career Center that aren't affiliated with the school, but come to us as offers from the community. In a perfect world, we would have those internships in every single CTE program that we have. That is our absolute goal. It takes time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And here are some of our results from the last 5 years for our certifications in work-based learning. This is real-time data, which I just partnered with a technology department with. We use Homeroom here to get data and school data, and they just came out with a CTE data program. So I have been working with them. They've been great. They've added all the things I said this needed, and so they added all these opportunities. So real-time data, not just last year's, of certifications that our students have earned and work-based learning activities. So this is all up to about 2 weeks ago, right before I turned in my presentation. But you can see work-based learning. We're already over what we did for the entire school year last year. And so just our teachers are doing a wonderful job of bringing in those opportunities into our classroom. And then for certifications, this is where we are right now. Most of our certifications we offer the end of the school year. So that number will definitely come up. Some of our certifications, we've added OSHA 10 this year. We did our boat certification for our Core Plus Maritime, First Aid CPR, Adobe certification, Certiport information technology certification are just a few. And then we have U-Science also for a lot of other, like photography and marketing and those kinds of certifications. Some certification students cannot earn until they're 18. And that's where U-Science comes in, because they can take the certifications through U-Science. It, on the back of their certification, it lists all the competencies that they met. So they could take that to an employer and display all the competencies that they've learned in their classes.
Michelle, does this work-based learning activities include the Two Rivers mentorships
Yes,
too?
it is.
Okay.
All of this data is Mount Si and Two Rivers.
Rivers, okay.
Yes. So the internships and job shadows that Two Rivers does, Chrissy does input that into Skyward.
Okay.
And so yes, it does include that. And this is just the Tableau OSPI data for certifications, and this is only completer data. So again, those students who completed 2 or more credits in one area of the 346, I think there was 200 and something. So that's not 100% for our completers, but it is much improved, doubled from the previous year. And part of that is the recording of the data and what gets put into Skyward. So now Carol gives me like a monthly report, and I make sure that we are getting our data reported correctly.
Should we highlight one person in there?
Yes, there she is.
Get
She earned our IT certification, yes. And
Ooh, that's awesome.
she's also our student tech support intern that works in the library with students. So she's done a fantastic job. And she's working on her second certification now. So, awesome. And then that's the students in the other picture are the OSHA 10, the students in welding that earned their OSHA 10 certification.
Aren't you glad you're not my kid?
And then work-based learning, this again is our concentrator data, and we're almost at 100% there, so that's great. And that's from 2025. And our last goal is to improve communication, using our social media presence to really get word out there. I think that we have really improved that. We're doing a pretty good job there. The new video, of course, encompasses a lot of CT programs, and students can see live what they'll do in classes. And then opportunities to share our innovative programming. We partnered with the technology department to do to create the tech fair, which was a fun evening, as you know. We had a college career fair. Our health science teachers worked with their advisory community members and put on a health career fair also. So just lots of different activities that go on throughout the year to get the word out about our CTE programs. And lastly, those are just a few pictures from those different events. And lastly, future programming. If you notice on the slide, our number one student interest area is medical careers. And so we want to expand our health science pathway. And so our plan is in the 27-28 school year, so not next year, the following year, we're going to add an intro to health science careers and a home care aid program. So that's each of one of those is a semester. So a student can take a full year, learn about all the different health careers, and then earn their certification in home health care aid, where they learn the basics, right? They learn how to take a blood pressure and how to take a temperature and how to care for adults who need some special services.
That's my understanding that home care aid is a program that is being supported at the state level.
Yes, it is.
Is there any financial support or incentives that come with that, or is it a push out, we need these careers?
No, it's a push out with curriculum support, some connection support, those type of things. I have met with them previously. My plan is to meet with them again next year. I'm also going to go visit some programs that have healthcare programs in the state so that I can see how. I actually have a Zoom next week with someone to talk about how did they start it, where did they start, and what their progression is.
I always wonder when we're looking at different careers, we look at, is that career even going to be in existence in 10 years? But also, are we looking at the veracity of a career as a career for our students if we are helping them get certifications in home care aid or underwater basket weaving or anything? Are we also looking at whether or not those careers pay living wages, come with benefits, have any security, like career security in them, and what those trajectories are?
Yes. Yes, and most of these, like a CNA or a MA certification, that is something that would lead them to further education. So I know in the nursing program, if you go into a nursing program, you have to have your CNA license before you're accepted into the program. So it's that stepping stone.
I did not know that.
Yes, because my daughter was going to go into nursing and she had to get her CNA.
I was a CNA a long time. Well, I didn't get my paper. I was trained and did the work and did the job. CNA years ago.
And
go ahead.
I just talked to a student who is in she's a Mount Si student who's in Wanik because she wants to apply to the nursing programs in college. And so her junior year, she's been working on that, and then we'll be back here. And I think she mentioned, and this is secondhand, that part of that Wanik program was getting cut back, not I think next year, but the year after. And so it's exciting that we're going to be able to take care of those students in-house.
Yeah, and we haven't offered this type of program before, and as you know, it's hard for our students to go to Wanik because of the scheduling changes and the distance. So I'm super excited about our future programming, and just, it's going to be work to get there, but I'm super excited. Yeah. Are there any questions for me? Any other questions?
Could you maybe not tonight, but it would be awesome to hear a little bit about CTE in the middle schools and like how that's going.
I meant to talk about the middle schools. I got distracted.
Yeah, because I know we offer these amazing things here, and we were trying to push some of that down, to our middle schools too. But
as we know, middle school, in order to be a CTE in middle school, it has to have a STEM focus. Now, you can put STEM into a lot of different programming. Right now, we have our digital media track, and we have our computer science. I would say it's computer science / engineering because it has a lot of design, critical thinking to that program, a lot of some robotics and 3D printing and those type of things. Those middle school teachers have really worked hard on creating a new curriculum that will excite students about computer science. Computer science sometimes can be hard to fill at the high school. And I think right now with some of the AI, people are a little scared of computer science because of all the AI and they're afraid it's going to go away. I don't think it's going to go away. It's just going to look different. And that's what that group has been working on with the K-12 PLC that we have continued to meet, and we're actually meeting tomorrow, and that is one of our topic of conversations. I think adding anything else to the middle school is sometimes hard, just because of getting the enrollment. So I know there's been talk of maybe doing something in the 6th grade and getting more of exposure to other CTE areas. And so, yeah, we are talking about that. I would love to get more in the middle school. Just ask me and I will give it to you. But, you know, we have some planning to do at the middle school to get some more opportunities there. But I think the course, computer science course that students are taking now versus what they were taking 4 years ago is extremely different.
Michelle, if you take the computer/robotics course, is there a second level to go to, or?
They do have a 7th grade level and a 8th grade level, so there are 2. And then there's a 3rd level also, because they're semesters. There is a 3rd level project-based course that students can take also. Yeah.
Thanks. Any other questions?
I was wondering because, like, for example, on the little report that was given from the school links thing that people have been doing, like, I was wondering if there's going to be like any expansion on like some of the other areas that like aren't necessarily selected. Like, for example, like we have 3 like technically law pathway classes, but I wouldn't say that like forensic science is necessarily the same thing as like me taking like American law or something. Is there gonna be like any expansion in that because there's like 50 people or so that have taken it so far that have said that they are like interested in that pathway?
Right. There are no plans to increase that at this moment, but that doesn't mean that later on we won't look at that. It is criminal justice, American law, forensic science, very popular classes, and that is a full CT pathway. You know, when you look at offering different courses, then something else, it's hard to just keep doing new courses because then you have to have the teachers to teach them, right? And then takes away from other areas. So you really have to think about what are we offering? Is this going to add to the pathway, or is there another need somewhere else? Or is the students interested in law? Are they taking those classes and are they getting that career information and interest through those courses? So.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to know if, you know, they wanted like FBI, Secret Service, or attorney kind of, you know, they want to go in practicing law versus law enforcement. And then we could be more strategic in getting resources to.
Right. I think those classes, they try, especially criminal justice, they look at a lot of the different careers in criminal justice. And forensics as well, and so it is just a 1 semester course. So they really do try to incorporate all of the different areas of interest that students may have within the criminal justice field.
So during the NSB, I actually went to one session, one of the sessions about CTE and how they are innovating in CTE in their district. And of course, they had some levy funding, so they're actually building, you know, centers and equipping with classrooms and equipment and things like that. So, however, what I really liked, what they are doing is they are inviting industry experts as a guest lecturer. And that they said that it was really beneficial and also very impactful because, and they were able to attract people from outside of the community. People were flying in and doing all that stuff. So that really created that engagement. Like you talked about criminal justice, it can be in a law enforcement or law practice, and we can get a attorney to come and talk about their career versus.
Right.
I'm sure local field office will lend a FBI agent to come and talk about it. Those things will really be fun to experience.
Yeah, I think if we drill down into the work-based learning data, that a lot of that, those experiences are from guest speakers. Our teachers do a really nice job of bringing in people from the outside, as well as the advisory committees that they meet with industry folks. Those people are really involved and love to come in. So it does happen a lot. Maybe we don't put it on social media enough, but it really does happen a lot.
Awesome.
I know for the law stuff, because I've taken all 3 of the pathway classes, I've had an FBI agent come twice and a polygraph technician. So like, and then I know for medical classes, there's a bunch of stuff, like there's a career fair and stuff like that. So for a lot of the popular ones, I do think that there are opportunities.
Great.
Yeah, and actually just this week in the AP Environmental Science class, we had a couple experts come in and talk to us. That was really cool.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
I love hearing that. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Right. Moving on to board review and action items. Number 1 is policy number 5401, sick leave, first reading. And what I learned about it, it's mostly updating based on the new state law,
Yeah, simplified.
simplified and much shorter.
Much shorter.
Any comments?
No comment.
No.
Okay, moving that policy to second reading. Next one is policy number 5403, emergency and discretionary leaves, first reading. Same thing, any highlights, any notes,
No, just
any comments?
simplification.
Okay,
Liked it.
moving it to second reading. Next is policy number 5404, family and medical leave, first reading.
Only question, like, the one part that was removed, that I just wanted to ask about was for non-full-time workers. Is there a need to address them separately?
We can certainly ask Dr. Porter that. She's not here this evening, but she did review these herself as well, so I don't believe that if she thought that was a need, she would have made note of that for sure, but I'll double check.
I mean, I'm all for the simplification, and I just wanted to make sure that we don't have to have any specifics for the part-time.
Okay.
Since either they get it or they don't. And so if you get it, then this is the policy. So it makes sense, but just wanted to,
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
okay to move it forward.
okay to move forward, all right.
Yes.
So we will move it to the second reading. All right, moving on to future meetings and agenda items. We do have some meetings coming up, which is, there is a WASDA regional meeting. 3 of us are attending on the 29th. Our next board meeting is on May 7th and on May 21st. And we have a holiday on Memorial Day, May 25th. And skipping graduation, June 11th.
Coming quick.
Wow.
Is there a TLC also on there?
There is
Yes.
not this year. There's not.
So 2 Rivers
Oh, we
graduation.
don't have a TLC graduation this year?
I'm sorry, but
We don't have any graduates.
I love that one.
it's everybody's favorite.
I know, we don't have a TLC
Can we organize something to
graduation
go
this
over
year.
there then?
I'm sure we could get over there, yeah.
But maybe no one,
No graduates this
no
year.
graduates, but it's a bummer.
But we can just have a party anyway.
Let's get together.
We should organize something and go over there with some
Balloons
coffee or
and stuff like
something,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
I think we were invited to a barbecue.
You were
or
invited to
We were
Barbie, yeah.
invited to a picnic, which I hope we can all go. Yeah.
All right. And is there any good of the order that
I have
folks would
2
like to
quick
share?
things, Ram. I just would like to acknowledge the Rotary Club of the Valley, who recognize students of the quarter or semester, I guess it is now. Today, we had, I want to say it was 6 or 7 students that were recognized by Rotary and just represented the high school and the Valley extremely well. And also, we have several members here today that have been in bargaining with our SVEA the last couple of days. You can see it on their faces a little bit. Maybe Mr. Stokes is a little sideways, but would like to say thank you for all that work and that time that goes into that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
And any other? Well, I would like to say that we were fortunate to go to San Antonio for NSBA last week. There were some good sessions for sure. Of course, but most importantly, the camaraderie between the board members and how we engaged and got to know each other a little better, so that we can operate in a unison and in a fun environment for the betterment of the district is invaluable. So I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, Rob.
All right. If nothing else, meeting adjourned.
How many days?